Hey everyone, welcome back to the Southeast Asia Closed Qualifiers Day number 1. It is also our first match of the entire qualifiers. Recca going to be going up against Boot Dreamscape, and really at the moment it seems like Boot Dreamscape have their number 16-7 there on Mirage. Moving over onto Boot Dreamscape's own map choice of train now. It's a pretty shaky looking start for Recca.
I really wish I asked Sandman to lend me one of his boots just then, because I could have just held it up like a prop and I'm like, well, yeah. Dreamscape, give me Recca the boot. But I don't have it, so. But it was a pretty big stomping in, honestly, on Mirage. There were a couple of rounds close up where Recca could have maybe closed it out earlier on, but it seemed to be a one-trick pony at the end of the day from what we saw.
Yeah.
Doesn't fill me with the best hope going on to train. If they do manage to win out train and then we go to nuke, it'd be on the back of sheer firepower, not by teamwork, not by structure, things that we're seeing from this Boot Dreamscape lineup.
Yeah, well, it didn't look like there was that much there for Recca in that department. But one thing that we didn't really get to see too much of was the CT side, actually, of Recca. They obviously went down 12-3 in their first half, playing on T. It's likely that they'll start on the CT side here on train, so maybe there's something to be said for their CT side. Again, Rosie with the AWP, we didn't see too much of that. There's a chance, I suppose, but I do think that obviously we're heading into the map choice of Boot Dreamscape, that there should be something in the back pocket for them here.
I mean, my thing here is that...
especially on the T side.
Like, my definition of where it's going to go wrong for Recca, right, is that you go back to, I think it was the 4th round of their CT side, right? So, where they've managed to take the pistol, got 2 very clean anti-eco rounds. They've maybe lost 1 gun at most, maybe 1 gun at most in 2 rounds. All the money to work with, all the economy to work with. You've got 2 kills, you're up on a 5-3, and then you lose it from there because you didn't know how to trade out or maintain map control, or how to play around the situation where Dreamscape had that mid control. And that is going to be something that comes really problematic in train. It is so critical for that rotator to be in the right position at the right time. And if you're over-rotating on train, it is going to be an absolute disaster when it comes to the time where the Boot Dreamscape are going to be executing out, and you can't be relying on random or cheeky players all the entire time to try to catch Boot Dreamscape off by guard. There's a reason why defaults exist. There's a reason why you check these corners. It just, once again, doesn't fill me with hope seeing from Mirage, which is generally your stock standard map, right? Where you're meant to go, all right, this is what a team knows. They've got the fundamentals here. Let's see how they go on this map. But if you don't have your fundamentals on Mirage, how am I meant to have hope for you on a map like Train, where you do need a much more in-depth understanding of where to be going as a CT side, when you need to be rotating, when you need to be taking positions?
Lots to keep an eye on then for Recca on this CT side, but all-important pistol to kick things off here. A little bit of utility for Tommy and Moxie. We see where those 2 smokes do end up getting thrown. Does look like it will be into the A bomb site based on the position here of Tommy. Moxie's already thrown his, so all that utility straight out onto the A bomb site alongside the rest of the Boot players. They are not messing around right now. And they're getting in there very, very quickly. They need to clear out Frost Misty, and they do just that. Bulbasaur also finding Rosyu in the meanwhile. And the player climbing up into heaven.
The Boot Dreamscape are pretty much the strategy covered up, so our team even used to throw that on a buy round and be able to catch out some of the CTs off guard as well. You get your entries fast out there. Probably expecting a bit more of a default take this time around. You can see that flashbang just allow the inners control from both Bulbasaur and Tommy. The rest of the players just making sure the CT
from Boot, and that's what you would expect to see. Now that they have those guns, they want to just ensure that they're not running into a stack or anything too crazy that Boot have got for them. So good to see from Boot. Just checking all those angles and figuring things out, waiting for the opening, and they have just received that as Moxie will get the better of Sis in a long-range battle on the A-bomb site.
Does get tanked down to just about a little bit over half HP, so as if there isn't a chance now for one of the other pistols to really clean up. But you can see now Frost Misty has to rotate back to A. Rosier, though, if he decides to come up at the ladder at the right time, could decide to backstab multiple of them with a CZ. Really risky coming out of SL like that, though. He's going to have to come up there soon, though. The rest of the Execute's going to come forward, and Eeyore trying to hold his position. Asterix making sure his teammate's going to be alive for a little bit longer. But now out come the Assault Rifles. And they should be able to clean up from this point onwards. Impression.
Ooh.
Trying to figure out what's going on here.
Yeah, he's just keeping them busy on the B bomb site while the rest of his team does rotate over to A. Moxie's got a very, very strong position now. Splashkey will just get across to the bomb train, planting that one. Asterisk tagging Impression up quite heavily, however. This is still a winnable round for Recca, based on the amount of damage that they've been able to do. If Frost Misty or Asterisk can even hit one more shot.
I think with Frost Misty, he needs to go retrieve that AK from upper and just try to save it from here. Asterisk is already too low. He's only got the Deagle, so probably try to contain the T's at the moment as they try to exit just to do economical damage. You can see Frost Misty is already moving to retrieve the AK-47. That's going to be pretty big. I think Bobasaur had an AK.
Yeah, he did.
So
one of the two AKs lost by Boot and given into the hands of Recca. Not a bad result for Recca.
It's really solid. I mean, Boot Dreamscape unable to really clear out these positions, not trading each other out efficiently, and as a result, it's going to cost their economy a little bit. It's not going to be the most.
Well, it depends on how this round really does go for
Exactly.
Boot as well, isn't it? Because if they just get a couple of Mac-10s here or a lot of kills on Splashkey with that MP5, it really isn't going to be too big of a deal. But if Frost Misty can do a bit of damage with this AK, take some of the guns out of the hands of Boot, particularly that one extra AK that Moxie's got, or the Galil for Impression, that could be problematic on that T-side economy. Tommy, though, is the one leading the charge into the A bomb site with that Mac-10. Only able to find the one kill. Rozu's been traded out here as well, and now the AK has been dropped, but the Deagle's still doing damage. Sis will pick up the AK as well. 3v2. It's still a good chance for Recca to do damage here as Boot decide to back out and head toward B.
You know, there's two on the A bomb site. B is going to be much safer here. They're going to bail out. They're going to get there just before the CTs are able to rotate, and Bobasaur actually pushing in really deep. We'll be able to hear at Eeyore. Really unfortunate Eeyore's unable to get that kill.
Sis looking to just save the AK through to the next round. Impression might gift him a kill if he walks a little bit further out, but timing actually goes the way of Impression, and Sis cannot land a single shot. The aim you could just see wasn't quite there, and then the aim punch came into effect. So the AK will not go through for Recca, but nor will it for Boot.
Yeah, they're going to have to reinvest on the remaining members, and Splashkey as well as Bobasaur keeping the SMGs makes me feel like this is going to be, once again, another very fast strategy. You can't really be taking default control with these SMGs.
And there's no utility at all for Recca, really. Like, they've got a couple of smokes that might be able to slow Boot down slightly.
Eeyore's not going to be able to slow anything down right now, so he's going to be holding out a smoke. He's going to be peeking out the angle. They just ran through their own molly.
Yeah, that was Boot's volley. Not sure what's going on there. Asterisk is going to get Moxie. Eeyore not watching the right angle. Doesn't quite win the aim duel against Splashkey, who comes jumping off. The bomb has managed to cross to the bomb train. Rozu, however, pushing up close. Bobasaur, not aware of it, not ready for it. Will go down. Doesn't matter, however, as Boot Dreamscape are able to find favorable trades. They've already got an Impression off that bomb site, so a good post plant set up now for Boot Dreamscape.
Super Sis also pretty close, but Impression just chiming away with the damage. Asterisk still pretty far back, nowhere closer and helping his teammate Insist, trying to exfil out of the site, not allowed an opportunity to do so. It's going to be another round victory for Boot Dreamscape as Asterisk just barely allowed to escape alive with an AWP.
4-0 up though for Boot. And it seems as though we may be headed in a similar direction to what the first half of Mirage was.
You can see how fast the rotations were as well coming out from Recca. You already had 4 on the B bomb side, but Boot Dreamscape were just able to get the better trains ultimately at the end of the day. And no utility, like you were saying earlier, means that there's no opportunity to use incendiary grenades to push off the Ts, to try to push them off into open angles for Asterix or even the rest of the riflers on Recca to pick them off.
And a kill from Splashkey falling from upper was pretty important as well, because that is what allowed the bomb to go down so easily. If he loses that aim battle, then I think it's a little bit more chaotic for Boot Dreamscape having that extra player close. But in the end, that's not what came to pass, and Recca do fall by the wayside in that round. 4-0 the favourite for Boot Dreamscape. But Asterisk does have an AWP here, and a little bit of armor, and a defuse kit. So anything can happen in this round if Boot do get caught napping. They will know, however, that there is still an AWP alive for Recca, so it's an unlikely chance that Recca will be able to get anything particularly surprising done here. Straight down into SL is Bobasaur. Splashkey in the meanwhile did get Sis, who was the trade for Tommy. 4v3. Eeyore on the bomb train, spamming away with the C's. He does get the headshot onto Splashky, but in the end, the AK does reign supreme, and Boot Dreamscape will find a 4v2 man advantage. Asterisk with the AWP still playing around in the white halls. Won't be able to spot anyone on the A-bomb site just yet.
Old CZ actually would have killed him in a single headshot just at the range, but it's just probably a good thing it's a new CZ, which is much weaker. But it looks like Recca, just on holding patterns in terms of everything, but impression, that's going to be pretty big, actually, making sure the AWP doesn't go through to the next round. Frost Misty in a good position to at least try to steal maybe an AK-47 away from Splashky.
Depends where Splashky decides to exit, and indeed he will walk right into Frost Misty, so that will be a gun through for Recca. Impression won't be able to quite chase it down, I don't think. Although Frost Misty has not decided to continue on forward, so Impression actually does get the kill and survives against the bomb. 5-0 up for Boots. Another buy to come here for Recca, however, as their money is looking quite good indeed.
They've got the utility now on the CT side, and it's taken a long time. The 6th round for them to finally get the fire grenades that they need. Now it's going to be the true test for Boot to see how the T-side's going to operate. So far it's been easy sailings in all honesty, but Splashky, he's going to be making the first contact. He's going to be first out. And the Cinder Grenade is not good at all because Splashky's able to get still a lot of territory with it, and he's able to pick up assists just like that.
Traded back though by Asterisk, who will grab Impression. Or for your battle, both players are missing their shot on long.
So ballsy for Asterisk to try to make that play. It nearly makes it work out as well. Very, very close. No cigars though. Would have definitely been favourable for Recca at that situation. Dropping Splashky, making it into a 3-on-4. But now, this A-bomb site is going to be a lot more susceptible as well, considering that you've got one person who just has to rotate around the entire time. Smoke's now coming out in the A-bomb site. Rosyu, as well as Frost Misty. Still holding close for now, but it's actually going to be a B-side hit. Only Moxie is going to be the fake.
Good shot again from Asterisk. The AWP working pretty nicely for Recca at the moment, but they need another kill here on the B side. Eeyore does go down, however. He almost won that aim battle, it looked like, against Bulbasaur, but Tommy there to back him up, and now Splashky set on the line with the AWP. Frost Misty will drop coming in from the Z connector. Molotov down as well is going to force both Rosyu and Asterisk away from the B bomb site. Both trying to come from Z connector, and Boot are going to get away with another round. Their rotations around the map are just so much better. And
this is what I was talking about. This is what I was saying. Back in Mirage, I wasn't really confident in terms of how Recca played in the when they had maybe a 4-on-4 or a 5-on-4, how they played their map control. And you can see at that particular stage, Train is even more notorious because B-site is very difficult to play. And that backup B-site player, I think it was Sis that was playing that position, was really in no position to be fighting it out at that stage. You lose all that control, that territory, then all of a sudden, Boot Dreamscape can push really far deep and get that control off you before Recca can, or the rest of the players from Recca can rotate in. And from that point onwards, it was just going to be defeat. There was nothing you can really do. 3 people rotating in through Z connector, one of the tightest choke points. Got Splashky, who's just making sure he's locking it down as well. And it makes it 6-0. At least Recca still with the guns to fight it out, to have a chance in this.
But it hasn't really made much of a difference whether they've had the guns or not. Sure, the rounds have looked sort of close for a moment, but there's always that one critical kill that goes the way of Boot Dreamscape, or the rotation that catches Recca off guard. We'll see if that again is going to play a part here as Boot set themselves up toward the A-bomb site. Looks like it could be a split here between Ivy and Main. Big damage from the grenade, however, onto Splashky, down to 52 HP over at Ivy.
A little bit of back and forth contact being made over at Ivy. As Eeyore still going to be spotting the inner line. Bulbasaur going to be pushing and getting that smoke dropped. Asterisk thinking about going aggressive.
Still a lot of utility available here for Boot, and Asterisk missing the shot will be punished by Tommy. Decon now favouring Boot Dreamscape, and starting to see Ivy do the same as Impression has sort of made his way into the white halls. All it's going to take now is just a bunch of utility thrown into the site here from Boot Dreamscape to get themselves in. There are a couple of defenders there, one in heaven, on top of the green train. Rozzie's position now is known, however. Damage across from Splashky, but Frost Misty backs him up. Trade back from Moxie, however, brings it to 3v3, and Moxie and Splashky the ones to open the site for Boot Dreamscape. 2 kills going their way, and it's a 2v3. Splashky gets the kill as Bulbasaur dies in front of him, but Moxie will finally find Eeyore, and a 7th round up for Boot Dreamscape. Again, a fairly close one. 2 players left alive there for Boot. Another couple of kills on that entry from Recca, and that would have been their round, but it just never seems to actually go their way. It's close, but it's never close enough.
You can see it just Boot Dreamscape making all the right decisions. I mean, even Bulbasaur, who's just covering off that position, just blocking off Spashky's shot. Minor mistakes still don't cost them the round, whereas for Recca, it's just painful. Their economy is just not in the shape really to fight it out. We might see a double up coming out in the next round, but finally some aggression coming out as Asterix is fast up. It's finally something for Recca to be rewarded with, but there's going to be 3 members there.
1 for 1 still fairly reasonable for Recca given the situation. Trouble is, though, that AK is not in a position that Recca is going to be able to get it. So that little advantage is not going to be there for Recca. Unfortunately for them, Moxie flashes himself and has to back off. Boot have been very, very slow on this T side, however. They've really liked to allow the round timer to tick down, and it looks again like we're going to be seeing something fairly similar, as only now are they taking control of T-Con.
You have to retake control of T-Con after that B push because you don't know where these CTs will be. Rosie once again on top of the blue train, really hard to flush out.
How much damage is it going to be able to do, though, with the CZ? Tommy not spotted there, backing away, and he also hasn't seen Impression.
The shadow spotted. You can't really be peeking out like that, and as soon as you reach a certain threshold, any defender from that position will be able to spot out your shadow. And now, trying to rotate out, this AK is trying to their angle.
Yeah, Eeyore in CT Spore not having a good time here. Boot will rack up another round unless Eeyore finds some sort of magic. Tommy tagged down quite low, but will get to safety and allow the rest of his teammates to do the dirty work. And Eeyore, I mean, at this point, is he trying to save in CT spawn? I don't think it matters whether he does or not. Russian eventually gets the kill anyway. 8-0 for Boot Dreamscape. Another buy through here for Recca. But again, a broken record, it just doesn't feel like it really makes a difference if there's a buy or not. Sure, maybe it makes the round a little bit closer, but Boot still gets the rounds.
I honestly hope to see a double AWP. Maybe it's something that can change up their fortunes a little bit. Maybe try to get this uppers control off of Boot Dreamscape so you can allow a little bit of flexibility for 4 people to be staying on the A-bomb site instead. It just feels like Eeyore playing this inner anchor role. He's been doing the same thing every single time, and unfortunately you can't be doing that as B-side anchor. It does leave you very susceptible. Eventually the T-side knows exactly what you're doing, and they'll go, okay, Splashy, this guy does this every single time. Just bring your AWP here and just train it on the angle. And it's actually just going to be fast out into the B-bomb site this time around. They're just going to bust straight out, and already straight in. Eeyore, not in the position just to trade out, and there you have it. B-site's already open for business. Recca just needs to save right now. You can't come in.
Nice contact play from Boot. Changing things up again. A lot of their attacks have been a little bit premeditated based on the utility that was thrown in, and Recca's been able to set themselves up. But this time, no utility at all from Boot. They just walk out onto the site, take the AM battles. That works in their favor as well. Bulbasaur looked like he was actually going to get the kill there onto Frost Misty, but Frost Misty will actually find both Bulbasaur and Moxie to keep the M4 alive, and maybe has the opportunity even to grab an AK. Still, the more damage that Boot can do here, the better. Not sure what Recca's even trying to do now. Looks like they almost wanted to try and retake that site, but I don't know. It's just not worked out too nicely at all for them. In the end, they'll drop the M4 and the AWP, and it's just the AK to go through as opposed to what could have been 3 guns through there for Recca.
I think the summary of this game so far is, for Recca, questionable decision-making.
Yeah.
Really odd, once again. Frost Misty, he has 2 kills, but not influential enough to really just go, all right, we can go take this and actually win the round from here, even though you're down 0-8. Yeah. You're still better off trying to take an AWP as well as 2 rifles forward. You can get something done in that in the next round. But you look at this, they only have a single AK, still have to armor and pistol, and then 9-0 down. It's going to rely on individual plays, maybe Eeyore going huge with the CZ, but as soon as that happens, right, Boot Dreamscape are going to start hitting disrespect mode. There's only going to be a certain limit where you go 10-0 up and you just go, right, my name is Bulbasaur, why do I need to go play default when I can just come out and just headshot everyone?
Yeah, Boot's not particularly worried about anything that's going on right now. They've already achieved that 9-round mark on their T side. It's probably going to be 10 after this. So 10 rounds on your T side, even if you lose the last 5 here, it really doesn't matter. You've done enough. Obviously, the momentum is something to kind of consider and keep an eye on, but realistically, Boot have already smashed away the pass score of Train T-side. So they can start to play a little bit loosely here and just play it out, have a bit of fun. Focus back in again when they're on that CT side. Nice shot from Eeyore, though. Through the smoke, gets Tommy. Double bink, I think it was. Still won't let him have that AK.
I mean, Spash is just going to drop his brethren, just go, all right, what do you guys want? Oh, gets away, gets another AK-47, but small victories right now for Recca. Very small victories at this stage.
Yeah. Not a whole lot to write home about here. 10-0. This is almost even looking like it could be a 16-0. Just that's how comfortable the majority of these rounds have been for Boot Dreamscape. Obviously, the pistol is always going to be a bit of a 50-50. But Boot have not looked like losing a single round here on the T half so far.
Oh, jeez, they're just going super fast out and...
Wow.
Yep.
1 for 1, though. Tommy gets another 1 for 1. But eventually, Boot Dreamscape just start to draw ahead with that kill from Splashkey. It's 3v2. A-bomb site secured. Utility now being used by Boot Dreamscape to cover off all the angles. Zed connector, SL. And even Ivy does have a smoke there from Boot, which will allow the bomb to go down. And now Boot will play the post plant. Not sure that Eeyore spotted Splashkey on the cross there.
No, he didn't. I don't even think you can hear it, to be honest. And just too many angles to be checking. I mean, that's the first one, but post people, I mean, just going to swivel around and just delete you from there. So Boot Dreamscape, where else are they going to go quick? Why bother executing slow when you can just go in fast and win the game as well, right? This is painful to watch. Not going to lie.
I'm quite enjoying it. I actually feel better about this Boot Dreamscape roster than I did a couple of hours ago. I mean, like I said at the start of the broadcast, I thought that this Boot Dreamscape team should be the one to fairly easily get through these qualifiers, but then based on, obviously, all those roster changes that we spoke about and that kind of thing, I thought, okay, maybe there might be a little bit of shakiness for Boot Dreamscape today. But it absolutely has not been the factor, and they have far and away looked like a better team than Recca, who I still hold in a fairly high regard as far as the SCA region is concerned. Sure, they have definitely fallen off quite a bit, but even still, Boot showing why they deserve to be considered the best team in this region.
Yeah, it's just individual players at the moment right now from Recca. Asterix going to be leaving the B side completely open. Rozio is just going to be jumping up out of SL and thinking about it. 3 players on the A-bomb site. They're all pushing in. No team play. That's the problem, right?
Tommy should get a free kill here if he drops down. Rozio not watching the angle. Oh, Rozio's actually going to peek right into Tommy. That makes it even easier. Eeyore 1 versus 3. Splashkey will go down. That's the orb dropped, but bomb's going to the B-bomb site. Tommy knows that it is clear.
I mean, I think everyone from Boot knows it's clear because Eeyore was just spotted near T-Con. So, I mean, now a chance, actually. 1-on-1. Tommy whiffing the spray. But Eeyore decides to be an absolute donkey and decides to just jump around.
I like that. Tigger's the one that normally jumps around, though, Kevin.
Yeah, but in this case, I mean, I'm very sad, Eeyore, after seeing that. I'm like,
Don't
there's
know,
a chance.
Did you watch the new Winnie the Pooh movie?
No.
Oh, I did.
I'm assuming it was a better watch than this, because this is...
Oh, yeah, it was actually not bad.
I mean, I can't even...
I guess if you like Winnie the Pooh.
I can't even be like, yeah, this is even anything fundamentally wrong from Recca outside of maybe rotations and whatnot, but you can see that they're broken.
Yeah.
They're defeated.
They're making those individual plays. Again, Bulbasaur, though, does just have a grenade out here. Both the nades do a bit of damage to Eeyore, and actually, Bulbasaur will spot Eeyore out of
Come on,
the smoke.
man. That's the most obvious one-way smoke. Everyone's been using that on trend for how long now? And it looks like Boot Dreamscape threw the counter at Asterix. And so Asterix, surely at this stage, right, if Eeyore's going, I'm going to try and make a play at inners, right, then they should say, actually, that's not the best idea because when I did this, this happened.
Yeah, well, not the case. Rozio not on a great angle there either. He'll be dropped by Bulbasaur. It just looks like it gets even easier for Boot Dreamscape the further we get into this half. Hence why I said, like, the 16-0 seems like a very real possibility. That last 1v1 gave me a little pause for thought, maybe a little scared there for Boot Dreamscape, but this round has just been an utter demolition of Recca Esports. Everywhere that Boot Dreamscape look, they find a kill, and there's the final one, 13-0. Recca Esports, what on earth is going on?
This is how much noise is being made inside their TeamSpeak or Discord, whatever equivalent they're using at the moment. There's going to be no communication at this stage, which is sad to see or hear in all honesty, because it's just brutal. I mean, is this allowed? You sure this is not breaching terms of services?
Oh yeah, terms of service on Facebook.
Are one-sided demolitions like this permissible?
Well, let's see what Roz you can do.
Yeah, he can get deleted just like the rest of Recca Esports at the moment, so...
frostmisty will win an aim battle. There's a little hope. But immediately the next two frags will go the way of Boot Dreamscape. So frostmisty is on his own once again. Wrapping around the back. Look at this, Bulbasaur. If he gets the timing right, frostmisty is a dead man.
Yeah, 14-0. I don't know. I'm just hoping Recca at this stage can get around, just out of a miracle. I'm just praying that one of the players goes big. Jordan's loving this at the moment.
I'm loving it. I'm a Boot Dreamscape fan.
Who isn't?
Used to be a Recca fan.
I was always a Boot Dreamscape fan. Then I met them. Then I didn't become a fan anymore.
Didn't become a fan anymore.
No, I love the boys over there at Boot Dreamscape. They're all really, really nice. So I just feel bad for Recca, man. Like this is not an indication of where they sit at. I think obviously Boot Dreamscape, you'd favour them to take the 2-0 every single time, but not in this kind of fashion.
No,
Boot Dreamscape, they're looking like, I don't know, Astralis at the stage and Recca are looking like, I don't know, Jordan May's mixed team.
Oh, yeah, dude. No, actually, if it was Jordan May's mixed team, we probably wouldn't even be getting any kills at that point. Let's see if Recca can finish off the half with at least one round victory. They do manage to find a few frags. 2v2, best looking chance that they've had in a while. Tommy around the back, however, this is going to be a bit of a spanner in the works, and Rozu will drop. He all spots him out, however, and doesn't quite manage to get a particularly clean kill in the end there, and Moxie finishes it off. 15-0 is up for Boot Dreamscape, and now just one pistol round required for them to finish the map. You talk about important pistols. Well, this is the most important pistol for Recca now.
I don't know at this stage, but I just go, yeah, I'm just going to call it a... Like, for Recca, it's probably like, yeah, I'm just going to call it a day right now. This is clearly not going to... Like, this is just going to be, all right. So after this game is over, like, after you die in pistol round, it looks like Boots won. You've already typed quit in console. You're just going to go in your voice communication channel and go, all right, guys, I'm going to go now. Bye.
I think I'm going to take a break, guys.
I'm going to take a break. I got to go do something. Bye. Because you just need to go reset after this for Recca. This is, once again, I don't think it's an indication of where they really, truly sit at.
No.
This is where we expected Boot to be sitting at, but they just haven't been tested so far. Recca have come in here, underperformed, got punished for a lot of their flaws on the CT side for making these individual plays, getting punished by a better team, and might just be all here on this fast B-side push right now.
Yeah, well, I want to see the 16-0, Kevin. It's been a while since I was able to cast one. Boot Dreamscape, though, have not started off the pistol round well enough for me to feel too confident that this is actually going to turn into that. Recca with full control of the B site, bombed down very, very quickly indeed. It's going to take some very nice shooting from Boot here to retake this bomb site. Splashkey will start off with one. Tommy Bulbasaur finding a couple more, and I should never have been worried, Kevin. Recca just absolutely capitulate in the pistol, and it will be a 16-0 for Boot Dreamscape here on Train over Recca Esports. I cannot believe it. And Recca will be knocked straight away down into the lower bracket here in the SCA closed qualifiers. Boot Dreamscape, take a bow. That was a performance.
I'm just going to stay in this fetal position at the moment because this is how sad I am right now. I don't even mind if the camera comes back to me and sees me this depressed, because that is... I don't know what to say about that. It's just, yeah, okay, congratulations, Boot Dreamscape. but surely at least one round. Come on, Recca.
It's just one of those days, you know, sometimes it happens. Happens to everyone, 16-0s, they don't happen often, but it's something that happens.
I mean, the last time it happened was Australis against MIBR. Like,
Yeah.
it does happen occasionally, but like the fashion that it happened, it was just demoralizing. You could see that Recca's spirit was just getting trampled into the ground. Like, if I even see a replay coming out that shows Recca doing something well, that's going to be a miracle. That's all I'm hoping for Christmas these days. Like,
yeah, there was. I don't think we'll really see too many Recca highlights in this package at all. Maybe there was like a nice couple of Deagle shots or something like that.
If someone wants to watch this, right? Because I mean, there's going to be a highlight of probably like, you know, Recca's gameplay, one of the players getting 4 kills or something, and it's going to be this YouTube clip for 20 seconds or something like that. But I mean, the difference at the end of the day for here, talking seriously, is that the problems on Mirage in terms of their CT structure, their T side structure, they didn't really have a T side, so we're just focused on the CT side. The CT side structure was really prevalent here, and you can see Boot Dreamscape, they had better defaults. We saw that on Mirage, on how they took this map control, that even if they got caught off by surprise, there were ways that they could play around it, and the better team won, and it was just a comprehensive fashion on, this is just clinical Counter-Strike 101, really, for Boot Dreamscape. Yeah. And unfortunately for Recca, they had to learn it the hard way. They were on the receiving end. Can't play as 5 fingers, got to be playing as a unit.
Yeah, well, there was moments where Recca got themselves in winnable positions, but just were not able to capitalize on them. I think the second half pistol was a real good indicator of how that entire map really did play out. You know, like Recca got the opening frag, they got the bomb down, they got good control on the bomb site, but then they just did not hit their shots, and Boot Dreamscape certainly put them away. Not a whole lot of highlights in this package. We're already up to the 16th round, so there wasn't really much to choose from, was there? Obviously, Recca just completely getting dominated time and time again.
You can just go, all right, so you could probably just get Bobasaur's highlight package in probably about the 9th round onwards on the T side, and he'd just be sprinting around. Like he's like the happiest little chappy, like smile on his face, little like Bulbasaur charm. And he's just sprinting in, and he's just sort of like the guys like, did I do good, leader? And your IGL's like, yeah, you did good, Leslie. You did good. You got 3 kills there. Well done. Do it again for me. It's like, okay, and he just goes in again and just does it. And those are those kind of games for Boot Dreamscape where it's 2-0. I mean, Mirage looked easy.
Mirage looked easy. Train looked even easier.
Yeah, that's a bit of a cop-out response. I was trying to find a better word for it, but regardless of how you phrase it, it was just dismal from Recca at the end of the day, and for Boot Dreamscape, it's just a continuation into the upper bracket.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a very, very fast match there, which actually kind of throws our schedule into a bit of disarray here, Kevin, because obviously we're like an hour and a half early for our next game, which means we're going to have a little bit of a break here. But that being said, like, I mean, for Boot Dreamscape, it's a great start to the closed qualifiers, and that's exactly how you want to be kicking things off on the right foot.
Yeah, I mean, we could see a little bit of looseness. You could see that they were having fun clearly in the 16-0. They weren't running the same serious strategy every single time, and hope to see that they get a bit more of a test next time, though.
Time for Recca to go back to the drawing board and jump back on ESCA and figure things out, because they definitely need to be doing a little bit more practice here if they're going to have much of a future here in these closed qualifiers. They do need to change things up and, I don't know, just reset, basically.
I was going to say, yeah, I mean, practicing on ECA is all good and everything, but try making some more team plays. And that's something which really disappoints me, because the SEA region I really highly tout for their team play and their ability to synchronize as a team. Even in pugs, for example, you jump into a pug and then you got teammates communicating with you. It's like, oh, blue, I flash you in, and it's like, oh, sick. Like I'm playing in Australia and I can't get flashed in, but I go and play in an SEA pug and I get flashed in. Why do I not play in SEA more? So
why not? Anyway, that's a discussion for another day for greater minds than ours. We're going to take a break. Not sure how long it's going to be, but it could be quite a while, guys. So go grab some lunch, dinner, wherever you are, figure things out, but be back for our next matchup. We will be back when it's ready.